and you have a PC at your hands. You also have a PS5. What are you picking for your Siege career? You can only pick one.
PC.
What is up, guys? It's your boy BB Lightning back at it again with another video, and in today's video we're going over the console versus PC Siege debate. Alright, and there's a lot of similarities between console and PC Siege, but there is also a ton of differences, and we'll be going over the similarities and differences in today's video. And just so you guys know, when I do say console, I am referring to the PS5 and the new Xbox, so 120 frames. Alright, and by the end of today's video, I am going to tell you guys what I think is better for Rainbow Six Siege in 2022, console or PC Siege. If you guys like today's video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and then subscribe if you're not already, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we will examine in today's video is the display and kind of how the game runs. Alright, so let's start off with frames. For console, you get 120 frames per second, like I mentioned earlier, with the PS5 and the new Xbox, which is a good increase from the PS4 and the old Xbox One, which was 60 frames. So now you get 120 frames per second, but for PC, you get a lot more than that generally. Even if you don't have a great PC, you usually get a lot more than 120 frames per second. So I think PC always kind of will get more frames than console. Something that the PC does have that console doesn't have, talking about the display and how the game runs, is an FOV slider, okay? And that stands for field of vision, and let me just tell you guys, it makes a giant difference. I have played PC with a controller, and I find myself aiming a lot better, have a lot smoother aim with a controller on PC than on console, okay? And I think the FOV slider makes a huge difference. And they did say for console that it is coming in 2022, but it just hasn't come yet. And so we're kind of waiting on that. But if it does come, that's that's huge for console. Okay. Alright guys, so we went over the frames per second on console compared to PC, and PC you're going to get a lot more frames than on console, which console you're kind of stuck with the 120. We also went over the FOV slider, how PC has an FOV slider, console does not yet, and it makes a huge difference in the gameplay. And I think, guys, overall, PC has the edge in the display category of this video. The display and kind of like the graphics and kind of how the game runs, I think PC does have an edge. Console, to me, or the new generation of consoles, PS5 and the new Xboxes, they kind of are looked at as a shittier PC. So obviously the PC is going to have the edge in that category with the graphics and how the game runs. Alright guys, so the next category I want to compare between PC and console is the cheating and the amount of bugs that this game has on console and PC. So let's start with the cheating. And on console, you have M&K users, which there are a ton of them. There's probably in Plat 2 lobbies and above, I would say there's at least 2 M&K players in every single lobby from Plat 2 and above. And I know my console friends can back me up on that. Alright, so now talking about the cheating on PC. The cheats they have impact the game a lot more than a mouse and keyboard on console. The cheaters on PC can have wall hacks, aimbot, and then there's always these like little hacks where you can like turn invisible and some dumb stuff like that, or you can teleport, and it's just really dumb, and it completely impacts the entire competitive experience of the game on PC. And there are a lot of cheaters on PC, especially here in year 6. There was a lot of cheating on PC, and I will say there was probably a little less cheaters on PC than console, but the cheating on PC completely impacts the game. and you can kill a person using mouse and keyboard a lot easier than you can kill a guy using wall hacks, aimbot, or teleporting, and yeah. So the PC hacks are completely ruin the game, while somebody using a mouse and keyboard isn't awesome, but like at the same time they are very killable. Alright, now when talking about bugs, there's a lot less bugs in Rainbow Six Siege now than there were earlier in past years. But I do think PC does have more bugs than console. I think they probably have double the amount of bugs that console has. I think that's just how it is. I can't really give you guys the why it is like that. I know there's bugs that come through the kind of the quick chat, not the quick chat, but like the where you type in game chat on PC. I know there's some bugs that come through there, but otherwise, I really can't tell you guys why there's more bugs on PC than console, but there just is. And but I can say on PC, I feel like they fix problems a lot quicker than they do on console. So that's something PC has going for them. But overall, I do think console does have a lot less bugs, and PC just naturally has more. Alright guys, so when we were talking about the hacks and the bugs on console compared to PC, I think console is better in those categories because when you're playing against a cheater on console, they have a mouse and keyboard. They don't have wall hacks, okay? They have a mouse and keyboard. So it doesn't really ruin the game to me. To me, it doesn't really ruin the game. It might affect others more, I don't know, but to me it really just doesn't ruin the game than when you're on PC and you're playing and then one of your teammates hit a nasty wall bang that you're like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. But then in like the back of your mind, what I'm thinking is, oh damn, they might have wall hacks. They might actually have wall hacks. I might not be getting this elo, or I'm gonna get this elo taken away. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I really do have a problem with PC, is because when one of your teammates do something really incredible, you always got that thing in the back of your mind saying, oh, they might have hacks and you might get your elo taken away. So that's why I do think that when you're talking about cheats and bugs, I think console has the edge because it's kind of it's a lot more cleaned up in my opinion on console than it is on PC. Alright guys, the next category I want to briefly touch on is the content, okay? And the content between console and PC Siege, the in-game content is exactly the same, okay? But I will say the one thing that PC has that console does not have is a test server. And a test server is where you get to test out new changes that Ubisoft made to the game. And the test server is always very hyped up at the right when they release the content for the new season, right when they tell you about it or leak it. Then you can go do it. You can go try it out on the test server, and people love to do that. And the test server is a lot of fun, but console does not have that, so that is a shame that console does not have that, and the console players don't get to experience that. But in-game content-wise, there's really no changes, so not too big of a difference between console and PC. Alright guys, so now the final category we will be talking about in today's video is the competitiveness. And guys, Rainbow Six Siege is one of the most competitive games on the market, and that's why I think a lot of people like Rainbow Six Siege, is because of how competitive it is and how much people really care about their rank. And so this category is really big in my opinion, and let me just start with saying that PC has Pro League. They have pro players on PC. Okay, they have Face It tournaments. Console does as well, but the thing about Face It tournaments on console is that they don't require a controller cam, which means there's a lot of M and K players, and usually the mouse and keyboard players always win those tournaments. Okay, so basically cheaters are winning those tournaments on console. On PC, I haven't played a Face It, and I don't know too much about Face It's on PC, but I'm almost positive they don't have people with wall hacks and cheats and teleporting winning Face It's. Okay, I'm almost positive about that. So I do think PC is a lot more competitive in that aspect. And I will also say I think PC is a lot more competitive in ranked. And the reason why it's a lot more competitive in ranked is because you're usually always having comms with your team because of that option to have push to talk. And I know a lot of people like to sit in party chat or Discord servers and talk to their friends, okay? But you can, on PC, you can sit in that Discord server and then also make a call out in game chat and also hear call outs in game chat while talking to your friends in a Discord server. And that's not an option on console, okay? On console, it's you either got to be completely in game chat or completely in party chat. And that's why I kind of think it's a lot easier to squad up with people, because if you got a nice person talking, making callouts, it's really easy just to click that friend request button and continue to play with them. Alright guys, so after analyzing the competitiveness of PC Siege and console Siege, it is very easy to say PC Siege is more competitive. Like the reasons I just mentioned, you get more comms in game chat, you got Pro League. You also have Face It tournaments that aren't run by cheaters. All those things make PC better in the competitive aspect. But what you cannot forget or ignore is the cheating on PC and how it affects rank and the competitive integrity of the game. And with mouse and keyboard, you can kind of get past that, and it sucks how they are using mouse and keyboard, but you can still kill them. While if they have wall hacks, you just can't, and it completely ruins the competitive aspect of ranked if you are in a game with a cheater or a closet cheater of some sorts. With that being said, I am going to say PC is better for competitive play just because with the highest level tournaments, there aren't cheaters, and those tournaments are run a lot better on PC than they are on console. Alright guys, so after going through and examining console and PC and how the game runs in comparison to the other, and then going over the cheaters and bugs between console and PC, and then going over the content and how PC does have a test server, and then lastly going over that competitive aspect with the Pro League, Face It, and just overall rank between the platforms. What I am going to say right now is PC is the best platform to play Rainbow Six Siege on going into year 7 of the game, and it's just, I think it has the potential to be a lot more competitive, and the only big problem is the cheating, but once they solve that, I think PC is a lot better than console. Also, PC has the potential, and Ubisoft has the potential to fix their cheating problem. But on console, with the mouse and keyboard situation, it is a lot harder to fix, and you're relying on Sony and Microsoft to help you fix that as well. And that will take a lot more work and effort, and it's the future's not as bright with the mouse and keyboard thing as it is for the cheating on PC. So that is why I am going to say PC is the way to go to play Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege in year 7 of the game, If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button and then also subscribe if you are not already, and I'll have more content coming your way soon.